LEGO just revealed 5 new LEGO Star Wars sets releasing March 1st, 2026. But yeah, they are more LEGO Smart Brick sets. Yes, the new system that it seems like the whole community agrees is a terrible idea. Previously, we had 3 sets revealed which were universally panned across the LEGO community. There's a difference between those 3 sets and these 5 sets, which are all Smart Play sets. You see, none of these sets have a Smart Brick in them. Instead, we get Smart Tiles and Smart Minifigures. This means that right out of the box, there's no extra play features that you can't get from other LEGO sets here. Rather, these minifigures and tiles interact with Smart Bricks that are only found in those 3 other sets that were previously revealed. Yet, we have some of the year's most ridiculously priced LEGO Star Wars sets. The first of which is a new Luke's Landspeeder. Yeah, one of the most overdone LEGO Star Wars set ideas ever. This time, it's a Smart Play set, so instead of being $20 like this 250-piece set should be, it's $40. Yay! The design of this gonk is really a shame because I freaking love the printed 2x2 at the front there. This is our first printed gonk droid since the 2014 Sandcrawler set, and that was a very boring dark gray version. I really like the blue design here. But no way in heck am I paying $40 for a gonk droid. That's really the most interesting part of this set. Okay, to be fair, this windscreen might be new, and I like the shaping of that piece. That'll be usable in MOCs. I mean, yeah, there's an exclusive Ewok who has a new torso print. I'm sure that will come in that summer Sandcrawler set that isn't Smart Play slop. I will say, at least the new Landspeeder is a remake of a vehicle that already has an open cockpit, so it doesn't look awkward forcing in the Smart Brick in the desired part that has the little Smart Brick tile, which was a massive problem with the vehicle shown in the first batch. This side build seems like something they could have got rid of in the final set, but it's something that just plays into the Smart Brick features, where once you attach the Smart Brick to the Landspeeder, kids can fill up the Landspeeder with some gasoline or whatever the Tatooine variant of that is. Basically, it reads the color of that blue nozzle right there. So I get why this was included from a Smart Play feature standpoint, but yeah, it's just kind of something I don't even think of when I think of Landspeeders. Like, yeah, we gotta fill it up with gasoline. I also like the new green recolor for the hammer piece, but that comes in another set in the same wave. I will admit, it's not a bad Landspeeder remake. It's just held back being stuck to this $40 price tag because of all the shoehorn Smart Brick stuff like that side build as well. Thinking about the prices of other Landspeeders, this is just not worth it. There's a new Yoda's Hut and Jedi Training set, which is $70. You look at this and it's like, okay, yeah, this is a $40 set. That's a ridiculous price. I will say the build for Yoda's Hut actually looks better in its exterior than the last regular set version from 2018. However, that set was $30 and had just about everything that I'd want with this set right here. There was a much better Yoda's Hut and Dagobah set, which was an 18 plus set from 2022, $80 for 1,000 pieces. That's like the ultimate version of this build, so I don't feel like much is lost with this releasing and being so aimed towards children. But like I said, at least that exterior looks good. Heck, the interior isn't that bad either. The space that's compromised for the Smart Brick is this cauldron section right here. In the regular set, they have translucent bricks under there to show the fire under the cauldron. That's meant to be swapped out easily with the Smart Brick. Once again, that doesn't come in any of the sets that were revealed today for this March 1st. It comes in the other 3 sets. In that cauldron, it's the first time we're ever getting the apple piece in blue. That's definitely something that they included so that the Smart Brick could read the different colors of apples and react to them appropriately. Beyond that, there's a little bed right here, which is a simple build. But yeah, not too bad of a build for the Yoda's Hut. The thing that's terrible is this Force training section at the side right here. To show the Force lifting up objects, there's these beams right here in a really awful black coloring. Like, heck, if these were translucent, like in a clear color or something like that, it would actually make for some interesting pieces at the very least and look more like things being lifted up by the Force. Instead, it looks like there's a pulley or something right here to have this play feature shown. It's really almost like a little seesaw mechanism to raise one side over the other depending on which one you push down. This whole section interacts with the Smart Brick in one way or another, but it just comes off so forced and shoehorned in. The two smart minifigures of this set are that training Luke and Yoda, both of which have the smart components in that torso. It's kind of interesting because this is the first time we're getting Yoda with mid legs. All the other times have been with short legs. There's also an R2-D2, but unlike that previously revealed X-Wing smart playset, this one is not a smart minifigure and is just a regular R2-D2. One other piece I find interesting in this set is the spider in a new color. We've never seen that piece in white before besides the glow-in-the-dark variant. There's an ATST smart play set called the Attack on Endor, which will retail for $50 with 347 pieces and 3 minifigures. The one smart minifigure is Wicket. We do have an ATST driver, which I guess that torso being included in a set this cheap is kind of nice, but it would have been cool to get the version with arm printing that was found in the UCS ATST from last year. There's the Scout Trooper we've seen in a couple sets, and Wicket, aside from having that smart torso, is the same one that we saw in numerous sets. While we haven't gotten a minifigure scale ATST set in Endor in many years, this isn't the vehicle you're looking for because the design has an open back. Hey, look, at least this isn't the only incomplete ATST we've seen from LEGO in a retail set. This open back is so that it can have the smart brick play features. Again, there's no smart brick added in this set. So if you're just buying this alone and you don't have the other smart brick sets, you're just left with a crappy ATST. The smart brick interacts with a smart tile there, and there's also a smart tile on the speeder bike, which is a pretty basic build, and that's really it to the set. In no way does this seem like it's worth $50. Keep in mind, I'll keep calling them smart tiles. They're actually called smart tags. These are not one-to-one with tile pieces. They actually have like special ridges and stuff, and these are detectable by smart bricks. There's a new Mos Eisley Cantina for $80 with 666 pieces and 5 minifigures. The two smart minifigures are Obi-Wan Kenobi and Greedo. This is actually the first Mos Eisley Cantina set to have Greedo and no Han Solo. The other minifigures are just regular 2 copies of the Cantina band members and the Sand Trooper right here, which technically is new to a set because we haven't gotten that Pauldron unprinted in black in a set. However, it released early on Pick-a-Brick of all places. I love that piece. I also love this new piece for the blue milk right there. It uses one of those cups with liquid pieces we saw in the LEGO Harry Potter line, but it's the first time we're getting that with blue, which that's really awesome. But yeah, this interpretation of Mos Eisley I actually like better than the last non-UCS one. But I still think it pales in comparison to that 2014 one, which had a similar size. That one just felt like a more thought out and full build, even if that was incomplete. I like the roundness of that set more than what's shown in this set. And then this whole set's play feature of the band, where the smart brick is supposed to go in, once again, no smart brick included in this set, looks terrible. Where there's like this little swing right here that they put a boombox build in place of the smart brick. The actual music that we saw demonstrated for this set at CES didn't even sound like the Cantina band music.
We are ready? Yeah, the mic is on. Let's see if he's... Yeah, so he's definitely singing.
Yeah, that's extremely lame. The sound effect for smart brick sets in general really sound terrible. Like, they don't sound like, say, sound effects from these ships in the movies.
Okay, getting going. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you got me.
Okay. Oh, so now you hit me several times. I'm getting
Critical damage?
critical damage. Yes, one more time. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had the big hit here.
Beyond that, this is more of a facade than ever for these cantinas, and this little bar section right here is only selling blue milk because, well, they didn't want to put any alcohol illusions here. But hey, that blue milk 1x1 from the Cobb Vanth set is reprinted in here, so that's pretty nice. Notice how there's some stickers that aren't the smart tile pieces, where they have this little menu right here, as well as this poster and this poster right here. I guess the blender build is so goofy it's kind of cute, And there's also a feature for the door to open and close. I prefer the specialized piece dewback found in the better Mos Eisley sets as opposed to this new brick-built design. But the brick-built design does have smart play capability with a smart tag on it. Finally, there's a $100 885-piece Millennium Falcon set. This has 4 smart minifigures, which are the 4 minifigures of this set. You have Chewbacca, Han Solo, C-3PO, and another smart Luke Skywalker. It's actually the same figure found in that small Landspeeder set. Right away, I noticed how the smart brick placement here near the cockpit looks so awkward because since no smart brick is included in the set, you're just left with this awkward opening right here. They should have put some bricks like they did in some of the other sets to fill up that space for the smart brick. It just feels lazy, even if it's an easy fix to use with pieces that you have at home. It seems like to activate the smart brick, there's a little Technic beam right here, which hits the flap of the smart brick, and then I guess the smart brick detects the red little piece right there that will activate a little blasting sound for the Millennium Falcon. That beam sticking out looks awkward. Beyond that, on the exterior at least, it doesn't look like there's any more awkward missing pieces to fit in the smart brick. There's like a hidden part at the back, those translucent blue pieces kind of blocking it off, where you could put the smart brick for some more play features. Those are probably for like swooshing sounds. The crank sticking out there is awkward. But I will admit, the interior of this is one of the more spacious out of any Millennium Falcon sets, and this makes it one of the best LEGO Smart Play sets. I like how they don't have those awkward columns, which are necessary for other versions of this Millennium Falcon we've seen, just to kind of capture a more accurate look. But instead you have a very roomy interior that still features a lot of interesting little bits. Previous Dejeric game boards have had it on a shield piece. In this set, there's seemingly an exclusive 3x3 tile print. Speaking of which, I wonder if these dishes on the exterior are 3x3 tile prints exclusive to the set or stickers on 3x3 tiles. There's also seemingly a new print for the Marksman training droid, which, like the previous version, is represented on a minifigure headpiece. This training setup also has smart brick capability. Also notice that cool recolor of the hammer piece that's found in the Landspeeder set. This bed over here is cute. I like the seats and everything there. There's another sliding out feature for a smart brick, which, yeah, whatever, I don't care about the smart brick stuff. But yeah, out of every LEGO smart brick set so far, this is the only one where I could say I could understand why people would buy this, even if they have no interest in smart brick compatibility. This stands alone as its own pretty fun interpretation of the Millennium Falcon, something that we haven't seen in this scale on store shelves in quite a bit, at least based off the original trilogy. The $100 price isn't even that bad. Stuff like the Yoda set or the Landspeeder would have been better if they got rid of those awkward side builds that shoehorn the smart brick, but even those don't feel as interesting as builds as this Millennium Falcon. This has enough pros to stand on its own. Is it a great set? Not by any means, but it's fine. It's pretty cute. I think in general, LEGO Star Wars is just terribly priced nowadays. It's not just the smart brick sets, which, yeah, this has no business being a $40 set. This has no business being a $50 set. But this set right here has no business being $35. The 270 piece count really shows. That turbo tank from last summer has a worse price than any of the smart brick sets revealed. This has 813 pieces and retails for $160. And my gosh, does that look like it? This has no business being an $160 set. I like this set, but this should not be $55 with 349 pieces. So yeah, the smart play idea sucks in general, but the prices of these sets aren't even the worst LEGO Star Wars prices of the last year. LEGO Star Wars in general has a pricing issue and it needs to be addressed soon. One final thing I'll address is that these smart play sets will only be available in the United States, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Australia, and Poland, at least at initial release and for the foreseeable future. It's crazy you won't find this in Denmark, the literal home of the Lego brick, places with Lego factories like Hungary and Mexico and China, or even freaking Canada. I don't know what Lego is doing here, and that's especially concerning because the smaller Lego Pokemon sets are apparently all smart play sets. Does that mean that those sets won't be available in these countries either? According to leaks, that's what's going to be happening. I feel bad for Pokemon fans, but if they're smart play sets, I can't see them being any better than what LEGO is putting out with these Star Wars sets. We'll have to wait and see though. Let me know, am I being too harsh on these smart play sets, or do you feel similarly? Do you think this batch is better than the first batch, and what are your thoughts on that Falcon set? Do you agree with me that this is the best LEGO smart play set? Subscribe here for more honest LEGO takes and news and commentary. Seriously, you liking this video, clicking that subscribe button, and leaving a comment helps so much when the algorithm itself is incredibly rough. I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.